Okay, it started. Now, we need to create an angle generator. First of all, let's give the title for this applet that we have. It's guess the angle. You can decorate as you wish. So I'm not gonna spend on decorating this applets. Okay. So this is the title of our applet is guess the angle. So we're gonna generate an angle and then based on that we're gonna guess what the angle is. So to create an angle, I need first of all a random generator. For that, I'm gonna create a button here, and this button will be I just selected the OK, which is the button, and here random angle generator will be the title of this, the caption of this, the button. And I need to write a script in here. I need, whenever I click this button, I want that button produce a variable for me. And I'm gonna give the variable name as A in this case. I'm gonna tell the computer just like now tell create a variable A which will be random number between, so there are some codes, it's random between, then I give two numbers 0 to 180 means that whenever I create a just like a number, whenever I click this one, it's gonna randomly generate a number between 0 to 180. So it's just like a simple code, and I'm gonna show you where to find all the codes, GeoGebra script codes. First, A equals to random between 0 to 180. Whenever I click the random angle generator, it's gonna produce a variable A, and it's attach a number between 0 to 180. So I'm gonna turn this algebra view in here on this lens left. So whenever I click, it gave me a number in here, A equals to 23. Whenever I click again, 114, 60. You see that? So I can take that one to my screen that I just like now see my angle is in here 60. So each time that I click, it creates an angle for me. Okay, now I'm gonna use this to construct my angle. Then I went back to tools again. First of all, I need a line segment to define my first leg of my angle. So if you move that one, it just like moves everywhere. If you hit your Alt key on your keyboard, it just like there is a specific like place that it stops. I want that one is horizontal on this way. So I just like keep holding Alt key, alternative key on your keyboard, and you leave where you want that angle will be. So here is that just like first leg of angle. The second tool that I'm gonna use is the angle tool. Here, the first one is you click 3 points that it produce angle, but the second one is angle with given size. I need to use this one because I have an angle needs to be with this number, A in here. So it says select a leg point, vertex, and then enter size. So here I select the leg in here. It asks me like how many degrees that I have. It's already written A degrees in here. A is my variable, but don't worry, don't forget about the angle in here. A is just a number, so that's the reason I need to just like write the angle in here too. So it's a counterclockwise 8 degrees produce. So here's 160 degrees angle in here. So the only thing that I'm gonna do is I'm just going to have a line segment here to show that. So now, as I randomly generate an angle, you see that because the angle between these two legs is 8 degrees, it's 59 degrees. It's 76 degrees. It's 57 degrees. So I don't want to show this 134 on the angle because I need a guess. I'm gonna go to settings and I'm going to uncheck the show label. So then I'm not gonna show that one. Here is just like now I'm just like constructing angle. And I need a place to input my guess. The next thing. The next tool that we are going to use is this input box. But input box requires an object to connect. So for that reason, I'm going to go to algebra view and I'm going to create any variable b, you can name like whatever you want, and you can type any number. It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna write 90, and there is no specific reason to write a 90 because I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna write a variable in here, and this variable produces slider, and I would like to change the slider between 0 to 180 because I want my just like guess between 0 to 180. So nothing is shown in here as I just created my variable, but you're gonna see like now how am I gonna use this variable now. So I'm gonna go back to the tools bar again. Now I'm gonna write the input text on the screen. So again, it asks the caption, the guess, or let me say, my guess is, and let me put, and it says link object. So I need to link to something. So I'm going to link to the variable b, a new variable that I created. If you gave a different name, just select whatever you do, and I say okay. It writes 90 here, but I can change that instead of anything, like maybe 120 for example. So let's see what happens to the variable in here. You see that b and 120. So whatever you write in here, 10, it's just like shows up in here, like 20 in here. My guessing. Almost done. Everything is in here in the theme. I have a random angle generator. I have a place to write my guess. Let's change first of all settings. Let's go to settings, and you can change the color. I'm gonna go to style. It's too much for me because I'm gonna write 3 letters. I'm gonna write input box length 5. You said it's not too long now, so you can change anything that you want. My guess is in here. So the next thing that I have on the screen was whether my guess is right or wrong. So it's giving me my just like a feedback. So I'm gonna write my feedback part in here. So it's just a text box in here, the caption. So I need to select this. Okay. Now the text is your guess is, so it's the default text that I need to write on my screen. So the name of this text box is important. It's text3, the name. You see that whenever my mouse is over, it's text3. So I need to change this value to something else. Okay. So if these two things are equal to each other, I need to write your guess is perfect. If the discrepancy between the difference between these two values is within 5 point degrees, I would like to write it's close, but you need to have a better kind of like angle guess in here. So I'm just gonna define this variable in here. Okay? So based on that, I'm gonna change this text instead of hide and seek that we recently has done. So I'm gonna go to properties of this my guess. Okay, go to settings, and now there is a new part that we haven't just like explored before, scripting. So here is the scripting is like, remember that the script for angle generator on click, it produces a random number between 0 and 180 degrees. I'm gonna go to my guess. On update, it means whenever I type something and update that's just like input value are what I would like to have. I would like to have, if I'm writing like what is my condition is, if a is equal to, it's both like the two types equal sign means that check the equality of two variables. If a is equal to b, so a was the random angle that I generated, b was my guess, right? So those are the two variables. If a and b equal to each other, comma, and then I'm gonna tell like what happens. I'm gonna say set value. There's a command in here like a GeoGebra script. I'm gonna show you where I find those kind of things. Set value. I'm gonna another row for parentheses. Set value of what? Text3. This is, so it doesn't show right now, but set value of text3, and what would in like quotations, what would that be? What should I write if a equals b? Yeah, if my guess is right. What kind of feedback that you would like to give? Perfect. Perfecto. Perfect. Yes. Sorun olur. Text. And the number of like open parentheses and close parentheses is important too. So I have an if then condition. If a equals to b, then set value of text3 like a perfect. We're gonna test and then we're gonna come back to here to improve this just like the script in here. I'm just gonna close for now, and my angle is 5. I'm gonna write 10 for example. Nothing happens, and I'm gonna write 5 and enter that text into change to perfect. So let's continue to improve this one. Go to settings and scripting, and another comma within the same if. If this happens, then this. I'm gonna write a new condition in here. What is my new condition? What would you like to have? A minus b is greater than 5 or between 0 and 5. Because we define a equals b means that a minus b is 0. Now I have some degrees between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Instead of bigger, let's write 0 and between 5. And I'm going to write equal in here. It means that it's greater than 0 because 0 is in here. I don't have any equality in here. And less than less than or equal to 5. Up to 5, including 5. But what if my guess is bigger than the angle? What happens? Or what if my... Huh? Yes, that's the thing. I just need the difference. I need to just like know how much difference that I have. I don't need the sign in here. The absolute value is like abs. I don't need point. Means that abs in here like the absolute value of a minus b. And then what would happen? What should I write? Set value text3 again. And what would you like to write now? What would you give to your students if their guess is within 5 degrees? Keep going, okay. But you need to tell that it's close to. I mean, because it's not far away. To guess a perfect guess is very difficult. And 5 point is a good guess, I guess. You almost there. Okay, you almost there. Keep going. Yes, of course. Where? So if this condition, this happens, another condition, another if kind of thing. If this happens there, so we're writing all the conditions, and if you would like to say else, then you write another condition in here, right? Comma and write another condition, set value something. If that happens, this happens. If that happens, that happens. Nothing is within your criteria, that goes the last thing. Let me stop this one there. Now let's again test it if it works right. So my guess is like a 5. I'm gonna write instead of 6. You almost there, keep going. I'm gonna write 10. You almost there. I'm gonna write 11. Nothing happens because nothing is there that defines beyond 10. So now I need to write what happens, comma, if it's just like no. Let's say that we finish in here. Let's set value in here. Set value text3. Besides anything there, you need to work hard. Okay, I'm gonna close that.